to another Terrie Weather Talks with. I've had so much fun talking to some wonderful people all across the island in Lanzarote, keeping us entertained and uplifted during lockdown. And have I got a special guest for you today? I have the one and only, incredibly gorgeous Mary Mack joining me from down there in Playa Blanca. Hi.
Hi Terry, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's very early for me to be looking this glamorous, but I've done it just for you, Terry.
You look fabulous. Absolutely fabulous, sweetheart, this morning.
Thank you.
And the weather's come out. We've not had that good a weather the last few days, but you've brought the sunshine.
It's beautiful, it's beautiful. I've had to tuck myself away in a little corner because it was blinding light everywhere else and I was very sweaty.
I wondered if you'd be coming to me this morning from the tiki bar.
No, the tiki bar is closed until Sunday.
Does it have a strict opening time in lockdown, or has it been opening a little bit earlier than normal?
Oh, I don't think there's any sort of times anymore in lockdown. Whatever time you fancy going to the bar, you just get yourself to the bar. Anything to get us through this lockdown.
And what is your favourite tipple?
Oh, a vodka iron brew. Every time. It's terrible. It's not even meant to be drunk together, but basically you can get drunk and cure your hangover at the exact same time.
Sounds really cool. And you can actually get iron brew over here?
Yes, thankfully. Yeah, you can get iron brew here. You can get it in most places now, actually. Very expensive to drink it here, but you know, I'm a girl with expensive tastes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in lockdown, as I said, you have been keeping us entertained. But before we get onto that side of it, how long have you been over here in Lanzarote?
And we've been living here almost 4 years now. Obviously, I work quite a lot back in the UK, so I'm forward and back pretty much every week to go and do shows around the cabaret scene in the UK. But we've been living here in Playa Blanca for nearly 4 years.
Goodness me. And what made you choose Lanzarote?
We've been here on holiday a couple of times. I work quite a bit in Gran Canaria. There's obviously a massive gay scene over there, so I work a lot of venues over there. And we popped over to Lanzarote for holidays to kind of wind down after the crazy week in Gran Canaria. And we just kind of fell in love with it. And coming from Scotland, I've always fancied living somewhere hot because it's very rarely hot in Glasgow. So yeah, we found the opportunity, found a lovely place. Not where we're living now, we've moved a couple of times, but we love it here and we love Playa Blanca because you can have a party, but it's also very chilled.
Absolutely, absolutely. So whilst we've been in lockdown, obviously we're all stuck in our houses. There's not very much to do, but you do have a business down there in Playa Blanca as well, don't you?
We do, yes. My wonderful other half, Brett, is the manager and owner of Bar Soho in Playa Blanca, which is a cocktail and karaoke bar. And we were planning this summer to bring over lots of cabaret acts from the UK to do special one nights, but obviously right now that's all up in the air. But as soon as we can and as soon as we can get back open, we want to get back on our feet. We love the karaoke. Brett loves doing it. And once we get back on our feet and the bar open again, we'll be bringing over other drag queens, other singers, comedians, all sorts of things. We want to kind of create a new spot for cabaret in Playa Blanca.
Oh, I know exactly where I'm going to be then when all of this is over. I'll be down there on the front row.
What's your favourite karaoke song, Terry?
Do you know, I haven't really done karaoke. I know.
I can't believe it.
I know.
We'll sort that out. We'll do a duet.
Yes, I love watching. I love watching, but the courage for me to get up and sing is a whole different ballgame.
That's what I love about karaoke though, because I mean, with some help from some cocktails, people that wouldn't normally sing get up and sing, and we try and make Bar Soho as friendly as possible. You know, there's some people who are fantastic and we celebrate them, and that's great because they love karaoke. But we also want people who've never done it before to get up and feel comfortable enough that they're not being judged. It's not a competition, it's not anything. It's just there to have a good time. And even if you're terrible, sometimes that's the best bit about karaoke.
Yeah, I'm a karaoke virgin, so I don't think I'm going to be very good. But maybe as something to treat myself, I can maybe have a little think about it and come and do my debut down in Soho Bar.
We would love that. We would absolutely love that.
So obviously you've got such a passion for cabaret and theatre. Where did that start? How did that all begin?
I'm really lucky that I've been performing ever since I was a tiny kid in Glasgow. I went to stage school at the age of 7, and I've never ever wanted to do anything else. My family are really supportive. My mum, who's called Mary Mac, which is why I'm called Mary Mac, is the best, and never. You know, a lot of people go, oh, what about a backup job? You know, you got to make sure acting in the theatre is not a very steady job. Never anything like that. They knew I wanted to do it, so it's what I've done my whole life, and I love it. I never saw the whole drag side of things or the whole cabaret side of things being such a big part of my life, but it is now. But it's lovely because literally before we went into lockdown, I was in Everybody's Talking About Jamie, which is a massive musical in the UK, which sadly is, you know, on hold at the moment, obviously. But my drag work has brought me back to theatre now, which is great. So I'm getting to get the best of all worlds, be a drag queen in a big musical. So hopefully once this is all over, I can go back and do that as well.
Oh wow! And that was in London. You were in one of the big theatres in London for that.
That show is in London, but it's also on a UK tour now. So it's the exact same show from the West End with a few little changes for the tour. So it's starring Leighton Williams, who was in Bad Education, and Shane Ritchie, who of course is Alfie Moon from EastEnders and is absolutely incredible. They're both in the show, so I'm really looking forward to getting back to that eventually.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So yeah, when all of this is done and over, you'll be flying back and joining back and carrying on the tour, I imagine.
Yes, I mean the plan is just now, obviously dates and things with theatres are all being discussed at the moment, but obviously fingers crossed the lockdown is lifted here in Lanzarote, I would imagine probably a bit before the UK. So we'll be all guns blazing at getting Bar Soho open again. I'm very rarely there because of my work in the UK. I haven't been so far. So I'm looking forward to having the chance to actually be a bigger part of the bar than I have been before.
Absolutely. And I guess this is probably the longest time you've spent in one stint in Lanzarote.
It's the longest stint I've spent anywhere in the longest time, and I'm so grateful that it's here in Lanzarote. I absolutely love it. We have a lovely house, and it's nice to just have time together with Brett and our beautiful dog Apple, and just be able to chill. I love my crazy life. I love flying about. I love all the shows, and of course our bar. But it's nice. I know it's a terrible reason why we're all locked down, but sometimes it is nice for everybody to just stop, appreciate the little things that we've all got, and then look forward to what we can go back out and get once it's all over.
Absolutely. From a lot of the interviews that I've done, there are many, many people that are taking the positives from this. And most of the people I've interviewed have such a hectic lifestyle. Just having that downtime and that me time has been a release for them.
Totally. I mean, it's probably the healthiest I've been in a long time, because when you're on the road and you're gigging and it's late nights and you're eating late and all this kind of stuff, really it does affect you and you don't realise because you're keeping going. And then when you get the chance to stop, you kind of go, okay, maybe I need to cut a little bit of that out, get a bit more vegetables, you know, and we've got time to do that now. And we've been making more food than we've ever made before. You know, having a bar and being a drag queen, you eat out a lot, or you eat quick things. So we've had time to enjoy cooking again, and you know, just catching up on good TV. I never get to see good TV. I watch TV actually late at night. We've been catching up on great TV. So yeah, little things like that. And I know it's a terrible situation that the whole world's in right now, but we do have to look for the positives, and the fact that I'm very lucky, and a lot of people are lucky to be around people that love us. And if not, things like this, like Zoom and Skype and FaceTime, where you can catch up with people that you probably haven't spoken to in a while, or if you have, it's been a quick WhatsApp. You know, I'm having quizzes with my family and things like that you know, we wouldn't make time for before, but we have now. And you know, I think some of that will continue, not all of it, but some of it should continue.
I think we've kind of remembered some of the things that are really important. I think I've spoken to my family far more during these last few weeks than I have done, and we've kind of got a regular schedule now, and I really hope we manage to keep that moving forward.
Exactly. I'm really lucky. My family, who are all still in Glasgow, they all live literally within, you know, a couple of miles of each other. So they're all really close. So they can kind of cycle by each other's house at the moment and wave in the window and all that kind of thing. But then we do this Zoom quiz every week, and each take turns. There's like two of my family in each house, kind of a thing, and we all take it in turns to host the quiz. And last night, my little brother and my mum surprised me and hosted the quiz dressed as Mary Mac, because I'd left some of my drag there. So the camera came up and the two of them were sat there dressed as me. And it's just things like that, you know, it's good laugh. And although I'm never leaving drag there again, I'm worried about what it'll be like. But yeah, it's really important to remember family and friends during this time. And then once we can all get out of it, what a party we're going to have.
Oh my, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. One of my really early memories when I was a little girl, we'd go to family parties, and I always remember this lady she'd never be there at the beginning, she'd never be there at the end, but she'd kind of turn up in between, entertain everybody and go. And we were just told it was like a friend of my granddad's. And in my adult life, I found out it was actually my granddad dressing up in drag and coming in. And so that was my first introduction. So
that's incredible.
Where did your inspiration come from? I mean, you said it's based on your mum's name, but what's the full inspiration for Mary Mac?
I think growing up in Scotland, I went to see pantos every year. In Glasgow, there's 4 or 5 big pantos, and one uncle and auntie would take you to one, and then you'd go with mum to the other. And so I saw lots of panto growing up with people like the Crankies and Elaine C. Smith and Jerry Kelly, phenomenal people. And of course, the pantomime dame, instantly I had this kind of connection with, and I loved it. And I play dame every Christmas in Leamington Spa, and I love that side of it. And I guess drag is an extension of that, or they're kind of a little mix of both. My drag isn't, it can be very adult and fun in that way at times, but I try and keep it as family friendly as possible. You know, I think it's something that I remember watching Lily Savage on TV when I was younger, and yes, Paula Grady, Lily Savage was filthy at times, but it was on primetime TV, so a lot of it had to go over kids' heads, and I like that side of things. I like the innuendo, I like, you know, the risky jokes that kids will laugh because their parents are laughing, kind of a thing. I like all that, and I remember that growing up when we used to go on holiday to Blackpool and places like that, you know, and see drag queens. I don't think I even knew what it was. I just thought it was funny, and I enjoyed that, so it's probably stuck in my mind. And then Mary Mac came about, and it's, you know, grown to what it is now, which I'm so grateful for.
And she's here to stay.
She is here to stay. It's mad. I never saw my life going like this. But next year, I celebrate 10 years of properly being Mary Mac. So we're going to have a big old celebration of that, with a big theatre show to celebrate 10 years of swinging my haggis about.
Oh my gosh. So if my gorgeous followers want to look you up, I know you're on all of the social media channels. How are they best finding you?
Yeah, I'm on everything. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Mary Mac Official. No one else wants to be me. I just like writing official.
And you've been entertaining. I mean, you've got so many fans in there from all around as well, people that have been and followed you, and lots of new people discovering you at the moment. So it's on a Sunday night that you're performing. So
every single Sunday, it sometimes changes time, but it's usually at 5:30 UK time, so that'll be the same time for us here in the Canary Islands. And it's a show, we call it Lockdown Live from Lanzarote. We have transformed our bedroom, actually. We're sleeping in one of the guest bedrooms because we cleared out our bedroom to make this tiki hut. So we brought in a lot of the outdoor furniture inside so that we don't annoy the neighbours too much with me singing and wailing. And it's basically a show. It's about an hour long, an hour and 20 long, and I chat to everyone. I read all the comments that are coming up. I get questions sent in. I can do shout outs for birthdays, and I'm singing songs, trying to learn some new songs, kind of a genre of everything. We touch on some musical stuff, some disco, some Cher, some, you know, all sorts of things, and it's just an hour and a bit of escapism for everyone to have a bit of a laugh. And you don't have to be a fan of drag to watch it, I don't think. It's just a bit of entertainment. And yeah, like you say, there's people from all over the world watching now, which is crazy. And people, you know, messaging me saying, oh, my mum and dad watch now, and blah, blah, blah. And that's fantastic. And that's, I guess that's just what I want to do. I want to entertain people. I've always wanted to do that. And yeah, every Sunday we're doing it now. And sometimes my lovely other half, Brett, pops up for a little duet. So that's even more fun because we very rarely get to do that. So yeah, it's on a Sunday, usually at 5:30. It's 5:30 this week coming.
It's all live as well, isn't it? You are actually live. It's not pre-recorded. It's not rehearsed.
No, there's no pre-recorded things. There's a couple of things coming up that people have asked me to do, which I'm really thrilled to be a part of. But every Sunday it's completely live, which you can tell because sometimes it technically goes terribly wrong. And I am waiting one day for one of the neighbours to just come round and bash the door down. Please stop singing Celine Dion. But it's all live, and yeah, I plan the songs to a certain extent, but then someone will shout something or write the comments, and I'll change my mind and sing something completely different. So yeah, it's different every week, which is good fun for me as well.
Okay. And of all the songs that you do, because you perform such a range of different songs, what's the one favourite one?
It changes all the time. I love anything with a big finish, a big belty song. That's what I love to do. I know ballads, people are like, oh, not another ballad, but I love ballads. So I love all Shirley Bassey, Celine Dion, basically all the kind of living legends of big belter vocals. And I like to sing all those songs, obviously not in the original key, but I give it a good try, and I love that. But then I love disco, and I love show tunes, and I just love singing. So, and anything people can sing along with at home as well. That's always good fun. So
we've been chatting for a little while. We've mentioned the karaoke. What's a good karaoke song to do? Because I think sometimes people get over ambitious, and sometimes people stand up and do something that is much bigger than they are. So what's a good tip for a karaoke singer?
I would say my tips to do karaoke are try not pick a song that's about 17 minutes long. I have a song that's very long and people get very bored of it very quickly. But yeah, I think the shorter the better when it comes to karaoke. If it's your first time singing it, maybe make sure you've kind of got a rough idea of at least the chorus, so we're going to get through to something that you know. And if not, get up and make sure it's a song everyone knows, because then even if you're rubbish or you have no idea where you are in the song, you'll get the whole bar singing along, which sometimes is even better than just you showing off. I like people showing off. I like to hear good singers, but I also like to have a good old sing song with everyone. Be confident, have a laugh. Don't take karaoke too seriously, because you can tell. You can tell sometimes when people take it too seriously. Then you worry about them, because you think by the end of the night, if you're starting with Bette Midler, Wind Beneath My Wings, where are we going to be at the end of the night? You know what I mean? We've got 4 hours to kill. I'm worried about where we're going. But yeah, just be confident, have a laugh, and don't stress about it. We've always got the skip button. We can always delete you if you don't want to get through the end of the song.
Have you done that before? Have you just accidentally caused a technical hitch to get someone off the stage?
Slamming the laptop down when someone's tried to sing the full length of American Pie again. No, thank you. Boom. Technical error, everybody.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So when all of this is done, and as you said, you are in the theatre production at the moment, what else have you got in the pipeline? Have you got any little hints or exclusives that you could give us?
Yes, I'm doing lots of things. When we go back on the road with Everybody's Talking About Jamie, I've also got an incredible Halloween tour coming up, which is called Heels of Hell, where I'm hosting it with a great queen from Ireland called Victoria's Secret, and it's starring some of the biggest RuPaul queens, with Sharon Needles and Alaska, and Bag of Chips from UK Drag Race is doing it as well. So that's touring all around the UK and going to Amsterdam in October, which will be really exciting. And then at Christmas, I'm back in Leamington Spa doing Panto. We're doing Aladdin this year, and I'm writing it at the moment. So that's very exciting. And that takes me into the new year, possibly with some more tour dates for Jamie, because obviously we've missed quite a chunk over the last 40 or so dates. And yeah, 2021, 10 years of Mary Mac, so there'll be something huge for that.
Wow, so much fun. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I have had the performers that have come on for interview give us a little bit of a tune. Sorry, as I say that, the guy that lives in the house in front of me has just started drilling. Hang on.
People thinking I'm warming up. That's what it'll be. It's the same noise. Me warming up, a drill going. It's the exact same noise. Say you won't leave me no more. I'll take you back again. No more excuses, oh no, 'cause I've heard them all before, 100 times or more. I'll forgive and forget if you say you'll never go, 'cause it's true what they say, better the devil you know.
Oh my goodness, I was bopping away. Can't beat a bit of Kylie, can you?
I know, it's got me really started for my day now. I'll be dancing all day.
Absolutely. Oh, bless you. Mary Mac, it has been an absolute delight and an honour to chat with you today. Thank you so much for coming on Terrie Weather Talks too. And as soon as we're out of lockdown, I'll be straight down there at Soho Bar.
Thank you so much, Terrie. It's been gorgeous.
So welcome. Oh, take care. Have a lovely day.
Cheers, darling.
Cheers.
Bye.